This is part two. So I was talking about the soul ties that were created by watching the videos of this ritual, of these soul ties that were created by seeing the dead, seeing the bodies, seeing the ritual, and actually some soul ties that were created by sharing, posting, writing, the name of this person down. All of that is creating, in my opinion, like a cosmic body. I think that was the intent, was to create like a global cosmic body in a spiritual, energetic sense. So as we are all energy, creating this grid of energy, and then being able to access seekers, hermits, those walking the spiritual path, people that would normally never ever have been accessible through this event, through this tragedy, and being able to create bondages for those people. Why? To slow down their ascent, to stop their ascent, to also to create spiritual attachments, and also to spread those entities, spread those boots, those bardas, spreading them through the music, spreading them through the videos, through the images. It was literally a way to infect the world, infect the globe, with that negativity, that darkness, and maybe they thought that they could stop Satyuga from Satyuga, maybe stop it, maybe slow it down, but we all know that they can't stop the sun from rising, they can't stop the moon from eclipsing, they can't stop the planets from moving, they cannot stop this. It is already set in motion. And many of the key players, those who are earmarked for ushering in this new earth, this new age, for being the path, the path blazers, the trailblazers, those who are anchoring in this age of Aquarius, the Satyuga, are being targeted there and have been under spiritual attack for so long already. And these people are graduating spiritually, and this was one of the many last-ditch efforts, because they never give up. They always regroup and try again. And also something that I wanted to mention was the fact that so many people were having heart attacks and having heart ailments or chest pains, and that's because these entities, once they spread, they attack the heart. And that's why so many people who have been sacrificed, in a ritualistic way, die of heart attacks. So often that you hear of someone who suddenly had a heart attack and died, at a young age, and they still had years and years to live, suddenly are just gone. And if you look a little bit deeper, you'll probably find that maybe one family member saw fit, to do a blood sacrifice, and that was them. They normally do it by handing the person something to drink. I've also know that it's something to drink, something to eat, something like that. But one thing I wanted to mention about the enablers is that a personality cannot pull something like this off on their own. That's impossible. They always have enablers, and we might look to him because he's on the stage and he's performing, and he was doing the invocations and opening the portal for these entities to come in, but he could never have done it, without the support of his system, of this global network. And those people that he calls the wild ones, they all henchmen, they are the ones that enable it. Who are the ones that were pushing? Who are the ones that were trampling? Trampling others are those very same henchmen, and they paid. These are people that get paid. It's like on a tender system. There's a job. Some bodies needed here, some here we need a crowd. They're basically a crowd for hire, and these people are not limited to the USA. They're found all over the world. You find them in Africa, in Asia, wherever. As this is a global syndicate of evil, they have this tender system, and there's like a job where people can earn money, their members can earn money. We need so many bodies here at this concert, form a crowd, they'll go there. If it's to support a certain politician, if it's to support a certain personality, and don't think that they'll only be there, in person. Online, that's where they do the most of their harm. You'll find them also the cyber bullies. They're very, very active on Twitter, because on Twitter it's much easier to attack someone than it is on Facebook, because it's not limited. You can follow anybody. You can't limit people's access to you as you can on Facebook. So on Twitter they're very, very active, but they're all over, all over social media, and they'll be there always the first to shut you down, to try to gag you when you're saying something controversial or speaking against a certain person, against a certain personality. They sit there and don't think that they're doing it for free. Those personalities, whomever they are protecting, are paying them. So it's a mob for hire. And that's what was there doing all the harm and enabling that ritual. You also find that within their network, they will have a lot of people strategically placed in the press, in the media, to create like an attitude towards the personality, or if there's certain, say a politician, for example, you'll find that certain media personalities are always mudslinging, they also mob for hire, part of the henchmen, and then you also find a lot of people, like I've come across on YouTube, creating a whole lot of videos, trying to die down the hype, trying to persuade everybody, that this was just, a question of carelessness. It was an accident. Nobody meant for anything to happen, when they know the reverse to be true. And that's what I call the damage control team. So they have these damage control people, and they just wait it out. So they know that there's going to be public outcry, and then what they'll do is, they'll just have these henchmen, have these mobs for hire, and then they'll just, wait, lay low until things die down, and then they'll come back and, pay some people. Money will be paid, money will be lost, but, they're covered, because this was not done on behalf of one person. This was done on behalf of this whole entity, this one big beast called the Syndicate of Evil. So that's my opinion. That's from my guidance, what I've been shown, and perhaps you'll agree, perhaps you won't, but that is my perspective. I will say that for those who have found themselves feeling these soul ties, finding these people coming into their attention, I would say it's very, very important to cut soul ties. There's so many ways that you can cut soul ties. And I would also like to remind people that, the divine is not dead. God is not dead, not at all. And as there are these huge beasts of darkness, there are also a whole lot of divine beings on this planet. There's so many angels incarnate so many deities, that have actually taken birth and also about to take birth, that, we shouldn't forget that the divine presence is here and is very powerful. So there's nothing, there are so many people that are on this earth that are watching events, and they are intercessors, they are prayer warriors, and their prayers are heard by the divine. Anything like this happens, they go on their knees, they pray, and they reverse, they reverse it also. We see it for what it is, but we know, as my guides, my spiritual guides have told me many times, when I was down, when I felt as if, whenever I felt as if, it was a David and Goliath battle of my own, when I was under spiritual attack. My guides, my spiritual guides, always told me there has never, ever been a time in human history or ever on this planet where the dark has ever won and conquered the light. Never. So they were always going to lose, but they had a good long time of really troubling us. And I just wanted to say in closing that there have been so many forces opposing me from posting this video. You have no idea. I made a video approximately about 2 weeks back. Made several videos, and there were so many forces opposing me that I uploaded those videos, and I just never posted them. And even now, making this video, you should hear how people are screaming at the back. Some people came to interrupt me while I was filming. They, days before, this man, his wife, and his relatives, they were coming into my attention like mad. It's like, for me, it's almost like a bully tactic. Like, we know what you're planning, and you must know that we have means, we are more powerful. But as Yogini, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of anyone, and I'm here to voice my opinion. And and the reason why I didn't mention this person's name was not out of fear, not in the least. Why I didn't mention his name was because after writing his name down in the comments on one of the other videos, was when I started having visions of him like mad, and I could almost feel his presence with me. So and it was just unbearable. This man's energetic presence with me, like all the time. So I had to cut soul ties, and I had to do, like, what yogis, we call it bandhans, those powerful prayers. It's a power prayer. It's like a prayer on steroids. So I had to do a couple of those in order to free myself. But it was I'm not scared, I'm not afraid, and I've seen so many people tiptoeing around this, as afraid to call a spade, and we shouldn't. We shouldn't be afraid, because God is with us. When you're on the right side, there was never any malicious intent, in doing this video. My intent was to warn people that, warn mainly yogis and seekers of truth, light workers, starseeds, and those who are interested in the deeper side of things, that, on the internet, we are attacked like mad, and we really need to protect ourselves. We watch things, but we can't also go through this life without watching, without watching anything. You can't watch TV, you can't watch, anything on the internet. Then how are you supposed to know what's going on in this world, So, that's my 2 cents. Thank you so much for watching. Oh yes, I wanted to say this in closing. Many people have been talking about how do you cleanse your energy. Well, there's so many ways, and if you go to one of those meditation websites. They will teach you, for free how to clear. If you not so inclined, I'll give you this one tip that really, really works for me, is simply burning a clay lamp, right? So, like a small little, like a clay lamp. So it's a diya, they call it a diya. So you can burn candles, but more powerful than that is just having a clay lamp. So you just basically make a wick out of cotton wool, and you use oil. Some yogis use mustard oil, but I run out of mustard oil very fast because I burn that lamp the whole day, and I like having it on, in the background. So if you really interested in clearing, for me that's what really works. You'll actually hear it snapping. It's really, really even more powerful than candles, but candles are good. And then obviously incense. I heard a woman who today, she was giving a talk on the fact that she was a witch, and she left witchcraft, and now she's warning everybody, not to burn sage. And why? It's because that's a whole lot of false knowledge that people are spreading. They'll say, well, no, I used to be a witch and I'm not in witchcraft anymore, but it's all lies. They sent to deceive people. It's all false knowledge that they're spreading. Don't burn sage, because we in witchcraft, we were burning sage. Why would you burn sage? Why wouldn't you burn sage? It clears. Why wouldn't you burn incense? It clears the place, So that's how they trick us, They'll tell you a whole lot of nice things, and they like to use the name of Jesus, and they like to call themselves Christians, and then they'll speak out against witchcraft, but then they'll give you false knowledge. So these are, I call them double agents, the double agents that hide a big lie in a whole lot of truth. They put truth in there and hide that big fat lie, which is actually a bit of sabotage. So incense is awesome. Burn incense, burn your clay lamp, burn your candles. Take rough salt and have a nice soak in salt water bath. Doesn't have to be Epsom salts. It can be any salt, even if you use kitchen salt. You can use Himalayan salt, but just put salt in your bath water. Have a nice soak. You'll feel good. Go to the beach, go to the river, go to the forest, pray, meditate, and you'll be fine. That's it. Have a lovely, lovely day. Take care and stay blessed. Bye.